sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hoping we'll meet again. Oh, life could be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise, I'd love. If you will tell me I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hoping we'll meet again. Oh,
Yo everyone, what is going on? Let me close this door. Boom. Let me take a sip of coffee. Boom. Good to go. So, yeah, welcome to the video everyone. I'm going to be taking you through my full push workout today as part of my brand new push-pull leg split. And I have to say, I'm absolutely loving it so far. So I started it maybe a couple of weeks ago, and ever since, ever since I've had a brand new routine and brand new goals, I have been absolutely buzzing to get to the gym every single day, which is great. So just give you a bit of a background on the whole thing. I get to the gym 6 days per week, so I'm able to do each session twice per week. So I do 2 push sessions per week, 2 pull sessions per week, and 2 leg sessions per week. So let's just say I get to the gym Monday to Saturday and rest on Sunday. I might do push-pull legs, rest, if that makes sense. So yeah, we're going to kick off the whole training part of this series with a push day. I'm not going to the gym for a couple of hours. Need to do some work first, so I will catch up with you in a bit. Alright, so I have just spent the last while editing thumbnails. Let me show you. Actually, I'll start with the picture ones. So this is the couples yoga one. Pretty happy with how that turned out, to be honest. This is the calories and macros one, the calculating your calories and macros on a lean bulk. Not too sure about that, to be honest, and that is why I am working on this one. So what I'm thinking is putting that like there kind of thing. I don't know. I don't think that looks too good either. It's a work in progress. It's actually so time consuming. Should I have a Monster or a pre-workout? I go with the Monster. Citrulline malate tastes so bad. Alright, so I'm just doing like 10 or 15 minutes on the elliptical to get warmed up, get in the zone, and then I'm gonna get my little brother to record the session for me. He's here with me over there, and I'm gonna do a voiceover, so that's gonna be cool. So sit back, relax, enjoy it. Let's go. Yo everyone, welcome to my push workout. So the first exercise that I'm doing here is the flat dumbbell chest press, and this is my first of 3 warm-up sets. So my push workout is like pretty well balanced between chest, shoulder and tricep exercises, but my chest is like the main area that I am looking to improve out of these muscle groups. So that is why this exercise comes first in my push workouts. So I'm moving on to 4 sets of 7 here on 47.5 kg, and my progression scheme is actually pretty straightforward. So basically I choose a weight that I can do 4 sets of 6 on, and then over the following sessions I aim to increase that to 4 sets of 8, and then when I can do 4 sets of 8 comfortably on a given weight, I increase the weight and then start that process again. So I think I started a few weeks ago on 42.5 kg, so I am definitely making gains at a really nice rate at the moment, and I'm really looking forward to being able to push them 50s. So next up we have the dumbbell shoulder press, and this is a great exercise to really hit them front delts hard. And as you can see, I like doing this with the bench at a very slight incline instead of directly straight up. And I do this just because it feels a lot more comfortable on my shoulder joint while I'm doing the exercise. So if you ever struggle with shoulder pain or even lower back pain while shoulder pressing, then I definitely recommend making this slight adjustment to the bench and seeing if it works for you too. So the
shoulder press is actually an exercise I've avoided for a couple of years now, mainly because I've always just been really bad at it for some reason. Like other pressing exercises like the chest press have always just come pretty naturally to me, but this is one that I have always struggled with. So I decided to put that right, stop being a little bitch, and dedicate like a full training block to it. So here I am doing 4 sets of 8 on 32.5 kgs in each hand, and I actually think I'm going to attempt the 35s in my next session because this actually went really well. Okay, next up we have the cable lateral raise, and if you were looking for that wide capped shoulder look, then this exercise is great, and I actually much prefer it to the dumbbell variation. I just feel like I can control it a lot better. So I'm doing 4 sets of 10 here, keeping the weight pretty light and really focusing on that mind muscle connection with my lateral delt. And it can be really easy to let other muscle groups take over this exercise, especially the upper traps. And a good cue to prevent that from happening is thinking about all the movement coming from forcing your elbows outwards and upwards. So just think of your hands as hooks. Try not to shrug your shoulders, and just thinking about forcing your elbows outwards and upwards, and I guarantee you that you will just feel it a lot more. So the set you are looking at here is my final set, and on my final set I always like to do just a little bit extra. So I do my 10 reps on both arms, and then after that I go back to my first arm, do as many reps as I can, and then do the same for my second arm, and it's just to get in a little bit of extra volume. Alright, so next up we are moving on to triceps, and I actually change up my tricep exercises with each session just to keep some degree of flexibility in my workout. So the first exercise that I chose today was 3 sets of 10 on the Smith machine close grip bench press, and this is a great exercise to target the long head, or also known as the inside head of the tricep. And although I don't commonly use the Smith machine, it is a great machine for when you really want to push yourself on an exercise and you don't have a spotter with you, because you can just obviously hook it in if things go wrong. So as you can see, my upper arms are tucked into my body, and I'm really focusing on most of the movement coming from bending and straightening my elbow joint through its full range of motion, just to maximize tricep activity and minimize any shoulder and chest involvement. There's obviously going to be some shoulder and chest involvement, but the aim is to minimize it as much as possible. Okay, moving on, we have one of my all-time favorite tricep exercises, the tricep pushdown. And if you can, try out using a longer rope or 2 separate long handles, as you can see here, because I find it really helps increase the challenge on the triceps in comparison to, you know, the standard shorter ropes. So I'm doing 3 sets of 10 here, and to ensure my triceps are doing all of the work, I'm making sure that my upper arms stay in the exact same position, and that they don't move from the side of my body, and that the only movement is coming from my elbow joint. So this here is my last set, and I finish it off with a drop set to just get in a little bit of extra volume before I move on from my tricep exercises. Alright, so for the final 2 exercises, we are going to move back to chest and do some isolation work. So the first exercise that you see here is a chest cable fly, and as you can see, I am not using any handles, just holding onto the cable itself. So this is because I just find I get like a better contraction with my biceps facing inwards like they are here, as opposed to facing upwards like they would be if I was holding the standard, you know, cable for the standard handle for the fly. So I'm doing 3 sets of 10 here, and the key with this exercise is to have a slight bend in your elbow and focus on bringing your upper arms closer together with your elbows staying in the exact same position. So often you see people bending and straightening their elbows throughout the fly, and it just turns into a bit of a bicep curl. So to fully isolate your chest, don't let your elbows move, bring your upper arms closer together and squeeze. Alright, and last but not least, we have 3 sets of 10 on the inclined chest cable fly to hit them upper chest fibers. So the technique is pretty similar to your standard fly, except the cable is in a lower position. I'm bringing the cables upwards towards my head, and I'm also standing a little bit more upright too. And as you can see on these exercises, I'm using like a very light weight, and that's because when you truly focus on your technique on this exercise and take the momentum out of it, it becomes way harder, and you'll probably find that you'll have to move down a peg or two in terms of weight. But that's completely fine, because you're better off doing them correctly and then moving up the weight, as opposed to starting with an extremely heavy weight and not even feeling your chest because you're just using so many other muscle groups to compensate. Alright, that is that for my push workout and this voiceover. Enjoy the rest of the video and make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you found the whole voiceover useful, and I will do the exact same for my pull and my leg workouts.
Hungry, 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 hungry. Boom. Good to go. What a feast. Savage. Also just asked this question on my Instagram story, so let's see what comes in. Alright, first question. Would you get a tattoo? No. I've nothing against them or anything, it's just, I don't know, no desire. Alright, question number 2 is favorite YouTuber non-fitness related. I don't really watch non-fitness related YouTubers that much. Probably Lost LeBlanc though. He basically travels the world and vlogs the whole thing. Like leading up to Thailand, me and Rachel were like flat out watching him. Got loads of ideas from him as well. He's like really, really good. Question number 3, well there's loads coming in. Question number 3, have you got siblings? Yes I do. So I am the middle child. My little brother who I was in the gym with today is 17, and then I have an older brother who is 27. Okay, next. It's slightly fitness related, but what do you think of fake natties? I don't really care. I don't really care about fake natties. Unless they give like terrible advice and people believe them because they're absolutely huge or whatever. Or like kind of make money by selling programs and stuff, like terrible programs, but just because they're really big and ripped and shredded, like people buy them. That kind of gets on my nerves a bit, but like I don't really care. I don't really pay attention to it. Love your page. I'd love to know where your ticklish spot is. I guess your feet. Okay, let's move on from that one. What are your opinions on porn? I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on porn. Man, what are your opinions on porn?
My opinions on porn?
Yeah.
It's for dirty old men.
Alright, so let's whack out a few more of these before I wrap up the video. It's been a few hours, so I'm sure there's loads. I haven't like looked at them or anything. I think it's better like when you see them for the first time on camera, because then it's like a natural reaction. Like planned answers are just so boring or something. Right, let's see. Alright, so what are your next holiday / travel plans? So me and Rachel haven't planned as far as next summer, but we do have 2 trips lined up before the end of the year. One of them is huge. We are going in November, so September, what is it, August, September? Yeah, like in 3 months, and then the next one is at the beginning of December. They're both abroad, and we're absolutely buzzing for both. I'm sure I will be vlogging them as well, so keep an eye out. Alright, so next up, how did you and Rachel get together? How did you meet? Spill all the tea. So yeah, me and Rachel like were friends for years and years before we got together. So we only live 10 minutes away from each other. Speaking of the devil. Hello? Hey, can I ring you back in just a few minutes? What do you mean no? But yeah, me and Rachel have known each other for so many years. So I think I was 16. So just to give that some context, I'm 23 now. And Rachel was 15 when both of our groups, our friend groups in school, like started hanging around together. Kinda. And then, yeah, no, we were just really good friends all through school. But it was weird. Like there was never anything between us. We both had our separate relationships and like all that stuff. And like that was completely fine. We stayed like really close after school, so we both worked in the same pub as like a part-time job, so we just always saw each other. And then, you know, a couple of years ago it just kind of clicked or something. It's weird. Alright, let's move on. Are you a lefty? Yes, I am left-handed. How many hours in the mirror do you look at yourself? Like in total? Per day? I don't know, be more specific. Let's do one more. I'll go back. Oh, a weird one. I'll do this weird one. Like, I don't know when people ask these questions, are they like taking the piss or do they want to know? But that one was, what was it? Do you regard sex as cardio? Like,
Like, it just depends on like multiple factors, like how long it lasts, what position you were in, and stuff like that. But generally speaking, like, you probably shouldn't be regarding sex as cardio, like, unless you're an absolute machine, I suppose. But like, yeah, I don't know. Alright, I'm going to wrap the video up there. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm actually going to be picking up the camera again tomorrow to record my pull session, and the following day to record my leg session as well. So stay tuned for them. And if you have any questions about the push session that I did today, then make sure you comment below and let me know. I will be happy to answer them. So I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up if you did. And I'll see you in the next one.